Hi, I'm Stephen Wener of Whistle Realty, brokered by EXP, and I'm going to put together a three-part video series, this being the first part of that video series, as to how to learn how to crush it in real estate because of the fundamentals. I've been in this business for such a long time that I've had to learn the hard way myself, where all the things I'm going to tell you I never used to do. And then you can only run at so much capacity because the bandwidth to remember, move through, work to convert, have conversations that you actually remember, don't go anywhere if you don't have any systems in place. So this first one, we're going to be talking about how to actually track, measure, and have some clarity in your business. Because think about it, how many people really have places to put their leads? In real estate, the statistic is over 60% that agents don't even have a CRM. How do you operate your business without any kind of clarity? So let's start with the first and the most simple thing in the world, a calendar. And I'm going to use my computer as an example just to bring up to the screen as something that you may or may not want to mimic, completely up to you. But as you can see, I'm a week ahead and most of it is already full. Not all of the appointments that I have are set yet, but I've got defined times in there from when I'm going to be eating lunch to when I'm going to be prospecting to when I'm going to be having my own time. Because in a wheel of life, and look that up online, the wheel of life, if you're going to incorporate all the things from business to personal to relational to goals to a future to a healthy balance to diet, all of those things need clarity built around them. And you can put everything in a calendar because a calendar is actually going to be able to schedule time for you because you put it there. And you have to actually adhere to your calendar. I've been guilty of it more than once, believe me, in my life. But when you have something that is structured that you can follow, then you have a roadmap. And it all starts with a roadmap because you're not driving from San Diego, where I live, to New York by following the North Star. It doesn't happen anymore. You're going to hit a dead end. You're going to drive off a cliff. You're going to hit a river. You're going to be in a place where you don't even know if there's a gas station, you're out of gas. Clarity is power. So that's the very first thing, having a calendar. It sounds so basic. But I'll tell you, everything does start with the basics. Everything starts with the basics. So I'm not telling you something that's too advanced, not advanced enough. I'm just letting you know that you have to see it on your calendar. Now, to take your business to the next level, we're going to talk about a CRM. And the CRM that I use personally, and it's up to you to use whatever you wish, is Chime. And the reason that I want to show you this is because so many people don't even use their CRMs. So as you can see right on the screen, you've got your new leads today. So I've already gone through this little phone icon and I've gone through all my calls this morning because it's an automatic click. If I click this phone and I put in my today's tasks, then guess what? I all of a sudden get forced into my tasks, and sometimes that's what we need, is a kick in the butt, right? Then I just press this button over here and it will dial my phone for me. All I do is pick it up on my phone and it will cycle through everything. The other thing it's going to tell me, so that I have clarity on everything, any opportunities, other to-dos, and everything is just in a place where I can find it at any given moment, and I can go through every part of my business at a glance. And if you don't have something like that, if you don't have a CRM to work through, then as I mentioned, as you start to get busier and you start to put things in a specific place, is that on a piece of paper? Is that in an Excel file? Is that in some email as a to-do that you forward to yourself? Where is it going? So if you're not using a simple CRM, you're losing so much time, money, mental bandwidth, mental health, clarity, what you're going to do with your business. So even just having that CRM with the calendar in combination, I mean, you're going to be one of the agents in this business that actually is doing more than most, simply because you have a process. Most people don't. Talk to most agents. The statistic is 87.5% attrition in 5 years. Why do so many people leave this business? Because they don't treat it like a business. They don't even know how to organize it. And then a step further, something that we work to implement, and this is what's going to take you or your real estate team or your office to a whole different level. This is called SISU, SISU.co. And this is the coolest thing in the world. So you can click on how many contacts you made, how many hours you prospected, number of dials that you made, whatever you want to put in here, referrals you received. And as you're doing this, and they've also got a phone app, Now you're tracking everything. And I used to be, honestly, the worst because my personality type it's not set up where if I leave my house without my bed being made, I'm not going to lose my mind. Some people, some of you viewers right now, you know what I'm talking about. You will go crazy. Some people need that organization, that structure. It's not the way I operate normally. I had to incorporate that structure into my life so that I could start to see. And if you've watched any coaching videos, if you've ever had a coach, if you talk to your mentors in your own business, they tell you to track and measure everything because then you know what's working and what isn't. So all of those things, what are they going to build into your world? Business-wise, personal-wise. They're going to build clarity. And if you have clarity, back to the example of using a roadmap that I mentioned, a GPS gives you clarity. If you want to press gas station on it, it will take you to the nearest gas station. If you're hungry, you press where the restaurants are. You have your food options. But in business, why do we treat business so differently than driving a car, right? Driving a car is simply a tool and a vehicle to get us to where we need to go. But if we want to build a bank account, if we want to build a future, if we want to build an exit strategy, if we want to know how to grow, the simplest tools in the world that are all abundantly in front of us, but we don't use them. We don't use them, we don't have clarity. We don't have clarity, we don't know when our exit is. We don't know how much money we're going to make. Because let's face it, in any business, real estate included, it's math. The more hours you invest, the more you A/B test, the more you track and measure, the more clarity you have, the more you can see where your mistakes are happening, then you can fix it. And if you can fix it, because you were tracking it, then you can improve. And if you can improve, you can grow. Without the necessary tools, what can you do? So this is the first part of our video series. The second one, I'm going to be doing a deeper dive into, it's a mystery, please stay tuned, and so is the third. But they're both going to layer on this. And I can't wait to share it with you. So, Stephen Wener of Whistle Realty, brokered by EXP. I'll talk to you soon.